This past week, Andrew Tate has been banned from just about every social media platform you can imagine. One notable exception is Twitch, where it seems he may have actually deleted his own channel. Let's look at why that's important and try and answer the question of whether or not this will affect Tate's meteoric rise to fame. Alright, if you've somehow managed to avoid seeing or hearing about shock jock Andrew Tate over the past few months, then congratulations on finally getting your internet fixed. For the rest of us, he's been pretty hard to avoid. Clips of him have been absolutely everywhere, and they all have a couple of things in common. His often young and male fans see him as a sort of antidote to cancel culture and a guide for how to be a modern man. But for the vast majority of people, these clips have exposed Tate's misogynistic, backwards, and just generally disturbing ideology.
I'm a feminist. I believe in empowering women. Make as much money as you can. Yeah, sure. Do OnlyFans. I wouldn't even mind my girl doing OnlyFans as long as I kept all the money.
You're keeping all of it though?
Yes, she's mine. She's my property, so she's selling my property. Like if we're gonna rent out my house, then I get the money, right? You're my chick, you're my property. You're gonna sell pictures of my property. Cool, where's my money?
Tate is a professional kickboxer who first made a name for himself in the celebrity world when he was kicked off of Big Brother UK in 2016 after a video emerged online which showed him beating a woman with a belt. The following year, he gained even more notoriety on Twitter by saying that depression wasn't real, much to the anger of mental health charities. And during the Me Too movement, he was banned from Twitter after stating that women should, quote, bear some responsibility for being raped. In April this year, his Romanian home was raided by police as part of a sex trafficking investigation after reports that an American woman was being held there against her will. However, Tate said the woman was free to leave. This summer has really seen the rise of Andrew Tate from small-time manosphere pin-up to worldwide internet obsession, and Twitch has had a lot to do with that. He's appeared on Aiden Ross's streams many times, where he's sometimes debated with the likes of XQC and Hassan over his controversial outlooks.
Oh. You came along and said, don't interrupt me. You came along and said, no, that's not true because of the evidence. I came and said, I don't care about the evidence, my personal experience. You said, I also have personal experiences and we're all biased. I agreed. Then you said, even if I had personal experiences that said X, I would ignore them because the internet told me to believe Y. I believe what I'm told.
That's not what I said. I said that regardless of my own personal biases that I might have, evidence is still more important than my personal biases.
He's used this exposure to help further his Hustlers University program, which some have accused of being a pyramid scheme where members fork over $50 for a Discord full of PDF files which promise to lay out the secrets of being an online hustler, but in actuality don't seem to provide much more than the first page of a Google search can offer. Now, for a lot of people, it may have felt that the Tate train was picking up speed, but this past week, he may have hit a bump on the track. Last week, Tate was banned from both Facebook and Instagram for violating parent company Meta's policies on dangerous organizations and individuals. Shortly after, Tate spoke about the Instagram ban on Aiden Ross's stream.
I have good people in the case. I trust due process with Instagram. I'm actually quite understanding of their position. I do understand it very, very well. I'm not angry at them in any regard. It's not a big loss for me. It's not something I use too often. But I do understand their position because we're actually living in a world now where it's kind of strange. This is an unprecedented period of human history. And we have internet sensationalism, global sensationalism on a scale which has never happened before.
He was also banned from TikTok, with a spokesperson for the company telling Insider that, quote, misogyny is a hateful ideology that is not tolerated on TikTok, and that their, quote, investigation into this content is ongoing. By Tuesday, YouTube had followed suit. A spokesperson told Bloomberg the ban came after multiple violations of community guidelines and terms of service, including its hate speech policy. The bans led to a series of parodies this week, with Tate seemingly being banned from everything, including the likes of League of Legends and the Sims 3 store, or even hired by Blizzard for his comments. Now you might be wondering where Twitch is on the list of platforms that Tate has been banned from. Well, it appears the channel is gone. Not because it was banned though, but because he deleted it. If you've watched any of our Twitch ban videos in the past, you'll know that it's very difficult to get a Twitch ban overturned, and also that once you are banned on Twitch, you can't appear on anyone else's stream without them also getting banned. The theory is that Tate deleted his Tate Speech Twitch channel to avoid this ban altogether and retain the ability to appear on others' streams. So, there's been a lot of channel bans and deletions across the board, but everyone knows that banning someone from social media doesn't remove them from the internet altogether. This is particularly true for Andrew Tate because perhaps more than any other online persona in recent years, his message has been spread by others, not him. Many of the people who have been pumping out clips of Tate on these platforms have been doing so using his name and face on their account. And quite often, these aren't just your average fan accounts, a lot of them have real monetary incentives. According to The Guardian, Hustlers University members are told they can earn up to £10,000 a month through crypto investing, drop shipping, and crucially, by earning a 48% commission for each person they refer to the program. So it's really in their interest to spread his message and get more people to sign up. Then there's also the fact that these videos are raking in millions and millions of views, which doesn't hurt financially either. Tate shut down Hustlers University after his social media ban this past week. But of course, it's not just affiliate links that have been generating Tate's growth online. He really has made an impact on his followers, and his rhetoric appears to be firmly lodged in their heads. In fact, I don't think it's crazy to assume that many of his followers will see these social media bans as the exact cancel culture that drew them to Andrew Tate in the first place, a man who has kicked back at many of the progressive values of the past 60 years. Advocacy groups have called on the social media giants to do more to combat Tate's presence on their platforms, even if his personal accounts are banned. Some clips uploaded just this month of Andrew Tate have racked up billions of views. This isn't entirely about his personal accounts. And there's no incentive for these uploaders to stop. In fact, there's arguably even more for them to gain now that the source of these clips has been somewhat plugged. Jake Paul, of all people, tweeted that although he doesn't roll with Andrew Tate and may knock him out in the ring one day, he does roll with freedom of speech. He then shared a link to a video titled Andrew Tate's Final Message. Now, before we dive into his final message, I do just want to say that this video is over an hour long. We're not going to have time to comb through this line by line. And the reason I'm really stressing that is because a lot of what Tate says in this video is based around the media taking what he says out of context. So yeah, I will be paraphrasing a bit here. The video starts with Tate discussing childhood difficulties that he's had to overcome in life, such as his dad telling him to fight back against school bullies.
Weeks had passed. It was a few weeks. They kept picking on me, and I felt myself sitting there getting more insecure, and the rage was boiling inside of me. And one day, one of them slapped me in the side of the face from behind. I was sitting on the chair. He slapped me in the face from behind. And instantly, I don't know what it was, but this was the day I had enough, and I turned with my lunchbox and swung it over the back of the school bus chair and caught him and busted his eye clean open. The plastic Batman lunchbox.
Tate then moves on to explain how a lot of what he has said has been twisted or taken out of context by people online. And he wanted to share the reason he didn't challenge his critics in the past.
And this is the reason why I have not tried to dispel these myths as hard as I could have, because I understood that these people are always going to hate me and they're always going to lie about me, no matter what I say or do. But considering in light of the final ban, and considering I have the public consciousness, I think it's extremely important that for myself and for my family and for people I care about, that I tell the truth and I make the truth known to the world.
He also said he doesn't mind people disagreeing with him or him being seen as controversial, but that people have lied about him.
I would never shout for any of the people who disagree with anything I say to be silenced or canceled, because I don't think that helps the world. I think that discourse is always going to be the way that we lead ourselves to the truth. And if anybody has anything contrary to say about any of my points of view, I welcome it. I like to hear it. And as long as it's in a respectful and adult manner, I often platform it on my platforms as much as possible.
All of this really lies at the heart of Tate's message that the world has kind of got him twisted. He believes that the people who upload clips of him, which he claims are taken out of context from long-form videos, are only in it for the views and clout.
Somebody, I have no idea who, has made a TikTok where it says men do certain things, and it shows videos of me driving around in cars, spending money, and women do certain things, and it shows women cleaning. Women do certain things, and men do certain things. Somebody off their own back, somebody else has made that video. I didn't tell them to, I don't know who they are, I don't know what their account is, it's just viral on the internet somewhere.
And now I look like I'm saying women should only clean and men should only run around with cars and women and money. I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I said that women should be protected and provided for. But because a small clip was taken out of context and used against me and weaponized, now I look like I've said things I did not say.
Now there's definitely something to be said for people on the internet editing content to spin it into something else entirely. But a lot of the clips that have got people worked up over the past few months seem to have their context mostly intact. There's no editing going on in these clips, nothing being spliced in like in the example that Tate gave. They really are just lifted from the videos in a way in which their context and meaning remain the same. Tate's final message video finishes with him musing about his return to social media, which yes, he does plan to do. But he insists that he will not make a return until he's figured out a way to stop people from twisting his words. The video finishes with a clip from Tate's appearance on the Nelk podcast with a teaser for an apparent stage 2 that's on the way.
This is stage 1 of a 3-step plan. So I'm going to be viral for a little bit longer, then step 2 begins. The conquest is continuing.
So this is just the beginning. Because like a lot of people
are
are saying like you're going to fall off soon. This is just your 15 minutes.
No problem.
So if the rise of Andrew Tate online and his expulsion from social media is stage 1, what exactly does stage 2 entail? We could speculate about that all day, but Hassan, one of Tate's most vocal critics over the past few months, believes that all of this is part of a cycle that goes far beyond Tate.
It's a big L, major L for Andrew, major L for the platforms in general, but most importantly, a major L for 12-year-old boys all around the United States of America will now be rudderless. They will be looking for the other next misogynistic Hydra head that will pop up.
The only thing we do know for sure is that if and when Tate does make his return, be it on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, there's going to be a lot of people tuning in, both fans and critics alike.